Hi, this is Peter Giannetti of Homepage News, and welcome to Rapid Fire with Circana. I'm joined again by Joe Derochowski, Vice President and Home Industry Advisor for Circana, the newly named market analytics and technology company formed recently from the merger of the NPD Group and IRI. In this episode of Rapid Fire, Joe will share his data-backed insights on how the housewares business can leverage product replacement cycles to renew sales growth in 2023 and beyond. If you're ready to go, Joe, let's get started.
Let's go.
First question. The home and housewares business has been in a challenging sales environment. When do you see things turning around for the business?
Well, in our future of home, we have been pretty much tracking and forecasting a slight decline this year, as well as a slight decline next year. And then in 2025, we expect the units part of it to start to flatten out. The dollars is going to depend on how we manage pricing. That should increase a little bit. So think of 2025 is when things will start to see a little bit of a turn for where we're heading.
Okay, second question. There are many variables that have impacted the sales decline right now. What's the biggest driver?
Right now, the biggest driver is there's been a lot of pull forward. I used to get asked questions about the pull forward in 2020 and 21, but it really didn't happen. But right now we're entering that phase where people are pulling forward. And what do I mean by that? I'll give you an example, air fryers. So air fryers in 2020 was about 38 household penetration. Right now it's a little over 63. Now, granted, that's all appliance. That includes like a toaster oven that has air frying or ovens in that, but it's jumped up to 63% of households that have this. So we're seeing sales decline from the year prior. Like right now, year to date, they're down 25% from what they were a year ago. However, it is still up 25% versus pre-pandemic. So I always got to set that. We're one of the few industries that are still up unit-wise compared to there. But the sales are a little bit down because it was such a huge bump that happened during the lockdown life. But now, while that's happened a little bit, what sometimes gets lost is the usage continues to grow. In fact, it went from 3.8% of all dinners in 2019 to 5.3 to 5.3. Now it's 6.5% of all dinners. In fact, it's the number 4 appliance used at dinner. So the usage continues to increase, but the sales are down. So it's clear indication that while sales are down from a year ago, still up, the usage remains very, very strong, which opens up the door for a faster replacement cycle.
Our final question today, Joe. You mentioned the product replacement opportunity for the industry. Well, tell us how this affects that opportunity.
Well, I think what happens here is because of the increased usage, that we're going to enter the replacement cycle a little bit quicker. Historically, about 52% of products, total kitchen electrics are replaced in the first 3 years. Then we got another large chunk, about 38%, that is replaced in years 4 to 7, and then some more that are happening after that. So it's going to move that cycle up and really start to hit a little bit next year, but especially a lot more 2025 to 2027 is going to be a lot of replacements. So when that happens is the consumer is going to be ripe for innovation. There's going to be because they've been using these products, there's going to be a new set of I wish that they could solve for to make the consumer, a new set of I hate that when they're using a product that we can solve for. So I think as manufacturers, if we can think about what is the usage, have a great insight into the usage and innovate on new ways to solve these I wish and these I hates that the consumer has, I think there's a lot of money to be made once we hit this replacement cycle to grow the business for a long, long time.
And I think the key is now is the time to be
now is the
planning,
time,
preparing, and be doing things right now. Yeah.
Now is the time to be listening to consumer, investigating, innovating, testing, experimenting. Now is the time to come up with the new solutions.
Well, thanks, Joe. Appreciate your insights as always. For Homepage News, I'm Peter Giannetti. We'll see you next time on Rapid Fire with Circana.